So let's first spend all of your polychromes. How many Sisyas do you want?
We already have the Sisia.
Okay,
Already
but
locked in.
M6W5.
You know, if there was, you know, a crazy sponsor coming through, you know, then we might be there. But there's a lot. I'm pulling Promia, Billy, and Valina, and Ramiel. So
Fair enough.
I'm about to be like 4.
What is your excuse for this? Why do you have 240 Boopons? And why are you missing?
Okay, let's be honest. Bang Boos are pretty cosmetic, and I have R5 of like a Rocket Boo, and he does like pretty much everything.
Okay, but that is straight up wrong.
Well, math guy, prove me wrong then.
So, for a lot of the 1.x ones, you are totally right? Like, most of them are pretty cosmetic. And generally, all of your gameplay, like your skill in itself, whatever, is gonna have a bigger impact than a random Bang Boo is gonna have. However, the one thing that is really important for the 2.x Bang Boos, outside of this guy, is pretty simple, that they all have a requirement which requires like 2 X characters in your squad, right? And this requirement goes down to 1. So if you have your Mercury at R3...
I already know about that. Yeah, if you get R3.
Exactly. You need only 1, right? And there are like a few of them which are actually really useful, specifically Belion for anything that is with Yijuan, because you can run Dialin and Lucia and it's gonna help you hit certain breakpoints.
I think you should look at my characters before you look at the Bang Boos, because a lot of the Bang Boos I don't have are also for characters I don't have.
Oh wait, you skip characters. You skip Bernice, you skip the best cat girl. Why do you hate cat girls?
I don't have the cat girl or the dog guy, neither.
So you're not into furries.
I am not a meta Marty. I go for my, you know, 100k on DA, and I go about it. I do not have 100k on this DA though, because someone thought it was okay to make the UCC have like 10 quadrillion HP.
Where's your... What?
Before I had Sisia, it was 25k.
25k. You could play with Inferno, by the way, right?
Inferno on what?
Play with Yuzua and play with Inferno on Soldier 11. Especially if you... Wait, do you have mindscapes?
Yeah, but then I wouldn't clear Vesper.
I mean, you would clear, just not high, but... That is something if you want to consider for your Soldier 11, especially M2 Yuzua is really good for the new Soldier.
Well, if you look through my characters, you will be surprised to see I don't have dupes of any limited character.
Oh, not at all. Do you limit yourself
No,
or just simply no interest so far?
Both.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I respect it. Yeah, but just...
What about Shiu? Do you aim to A, S or S+?
That is a question to you, Gibb.
Shiu S+.
How does it look like?
I will not be building the Labubu.
You will not be building the Labubu. Damn, the anti-furry agenda here. I mean, you know, as long as it
100k DA, 100k Shiu, that's what I aim for.
Fair enough. Even though I think 100k Shiu is... What is harder, actually? Probably about the same.
Depending on the account, I feel like Shiu is probably harder nowadays, just because you have to have 3 different teams with 3 different Wenjins with 3 different characters of disc, or 9 different characters of disc.
In terms of account, let's actually have a look. I personally think Nangang Yu, Yijuan, and obviously Bernice are bad skips. You know, not because Bernice is great, but because I have an agenda to maintain. So.
I respect the agenda. I respect the agenda.
Critneys has to live on. But that aside, right? You have no mindscapes, otherwise you have like, well, more than sufficient characters. You have a good amount of polychromes safe. Let's have a look. Let's start off with your soldier. Or do we do your soldier last? We do your soldier last so people keep watching for longer.
Alright.
Yeah, no, we need to stall. That is how this works.
True.
So, do you have maxed
You're
out...
gonna get jump scared. You're gonna get jump scared going to your equipment. My Banyue and my Dihari share all their pieces.
Okay, fair enough. We are gonna have a look at that first. I do want to have a look at your skill levels first. What team would you play them in? Dial and Lucia, right?
Trigger.
Lucia.
Yeah. I'd use Dialin if she's free, but my Ye Shongong is not a character if she doesn't have Dialin. So, and usually I'm using Ye Shongong.
Fair enough. In that case, I would probably recommend it even more than I already would. Level your assist, right? Especially Trigger's assist follow-up takes like 20 million years. So it is much more likely that you are gonna be forced to parry on her or Lucia someone. You know, it just matters on, do you hit the breakpoints? If you currently hit them, it doesn't matter as much, right?
Yeah, like the mini breakpoints that add up to.
Yeah, at this point it is really just, do you want like the little bit of, you know, going from 398% to like, I don't know, 600%? Does that matter for you? That's basically the question at this point, but otherwise it's fine, right? You maxed out otherwise. Okay, we have to talk about your YSG.
Right, listening.
What does YSG do?
4 EE4.
Sure. And how do we enter her enlightened mindscape thingy, whatever the name was called? I forgot the state name.
Swap into her or hold basic or ult?
Yeah, and what kind of skill level is that?
Her ult?
No, that's a quick assist.
Her quick assist?
Yeah, the entry skill is a quick assist.
Ah, there's something new. I know that.
To be fair, I see that a lot, and to be fair, I think it's honestly kind of scummy on Hoya's part because you never want to parry, right?
Wait, when you hold it down and it does damage, that scales off of this skill?
Yes, that is your Illuminating Darkness. Hold
Even
basic
when
to
you ult,
activate-
it does that?
No, that she has like, if you press ultimate, she's gonna enter it, right? That is the chasing storms thingy, you know? It has the same animation.
Yeah.
But if you switch into
What
her...
if you dial in ult into her?
Well, that's also the ultimate.
That counts as your ult, right? Okay.
Yeah, but
So
how...
the assist is just like if you manually proc it.
If you either switch into her while she has 6 stacks, or if you hold basic. To be fair, right, that is something that I see a lot, because you don't really want to parry on her, nor do you really need to dodge with her, so a lot of people just do not level this. And, you know, I understand the mindset behind that, but given that it's her entry skill right here, it is some damage you give up on. In the end, the way of how Hoyogums work with skill levels is really simple. Every time you press this button, it's gonna make your skill deal 9.09% more damage. That is true regardless of what equipment you have.
I see.
So, if you...
Okay, how much points do you think I could be missing out from this not being leveled up?
To be fair, if you play with Dialin, it's gonna be less than if you play with like Suna Zhao, because Dialin is just gonna force the ultimate, whereas whereas Suna Zhao or something forces more like the swap thingy, probably like 2 to 3k points.
Well, I was saying that because my DA is like 3k points off, or it's like 4k points off of. I'll level this up and I'll get back to you after if I get a higher score with it.
Level that stuff, right? Otherwise, probably looking all fine. Thank freaking God, like every time I see people having like this maxed out,
yeah,
I get
have
a
that
heart
leveled.
attack.
Yeah, I'm like, why do they have that leveled?
You know, some people just like seeing everything maxed out, and I mean,
yeah, it's true.
fair enough. If you don't care about,
but the thing is,
how many
if they
days
have
it is.
their Astra leveled and then they're missing something leveled on like their DPS or something,
oh bro,
then it's like, what are they doing?
so
then
true.
It's like, wait, what's going on? What's going
So
on?
true. Do we use the dodge counter technique on Trigger, where you force her dodge
No.
counter with her basic?
No.
Okay.
My trigger is like a swap in for quick assist and get the King of the Summit.
Fair enough. That is just something which you could do if you are really good with trigger. You can force like a dodge counter basically with the old basic thingy, right? And if you can force that, leveling up her dodge counter can be really useful. Oh yeah, you definitely want to level basic and assist a little bit more. Well, okay, for the YSG it doesn't matter, but for anything else. Why are your basic...
What do these ones do?
Why are your basic and assist at level 1? My wife, Elowen. I at this point, I cannot beat the allegations anymore.
Okay, so it's just the Lucia bias. I thought you were going to bring up some secret tech again.
Oh no, there actually is something. Lucia has 3 aftershocks. The first aftershock is on her EX, the second is on her assist, and the third is on her basic. And she's gonna choose randomly which one she's gonna use. So if you only have the EX leveled, there, technically speaking, is a chance that she's never gonna use her EX aftershock, which means you would only use these 2 because it's literally RNG. So you want to level all of them for ideal damage output. The question is, of course, how much does the damage output matter to you? Do you care about just getting 20k and call it a day? Probably not gonna matter too much. If you get them from like level 1 to 12, both of them, you basically just guarantee that regardless of which aftershock she uses, it's gonna deal the most damage, right? How much damage is it actually? Well, given
Well, I
that...
could level him up past level 1, you know. Give him like level 8 maybe.
Yeah, I think that is fair. So the main problem Lucia kinda has, her EX special has a 70% max HP scaling, but that is for literally any harmony. So it also applies to these aftershocks or whatever, right? The attack multiplier here kinda loses a little bit of value. So if you get them from like level 1 to 12, you can expect like approximately 1 million more damage per deadly assault run per skill you get up, assuming that you have an even distribution of use. So, you know, if you care about 65k'ing, I would definitely recommend it. If you care, if you barely scratch your 20,000 points, those 2 million are gonna matter much more, right? Especially because it's guaranteed at that point. If you are anywhere in between, you know, like 35k or whatever, it doesn't really matter too much. That is a really good one, yeah. Yep, that looks very solid. If you could actually exchange these two people as pieces, especially this one, that would be great. I wonder...
Yeah, that's what I crafted, like 3 fires, and that was the best one I got. So they just shafted me. We need a reroller, low key.
I would agree. I would agree.
3.0 quality of life.
I actually wonder if running the HP piece here would be better for you than the fire damage one.
That's what I was wondering, but I think the fire damage is like busted. When I was doing, you know how Banyue can solo Wandering Hunter and get 20k?
Yeah.
Obviously, it changes if you're in a team, but I was getting the score I wanted using the fire damage, and I wasn't getting it with HP. So there's some sort of gap on it.
Yes.
But maybe it changes when you have a full team.
3 substats rolls you would need. At 2 substat rolls, it would be even. So these 2 discs should be approximately even, at least if you have a team. I think the main argument to be made here is that you would get 1 additional crit rate roll, which would put you exactly at like, oh, 99.8% or something. 99.4. But otherwise, there's not much more to say. Oh wait, you have 2 Kraken's Cradle, non-refined.
Yeah, I got 2 in a 10-4. I just never refined it.
Fair enough. Okay, she is literally just gonna have the exact same stats, except more HP.
Yeah, she'll have literally the exact same thing.
That is fine. You're running attack 5 here, right? Yeah, you do.
It's for, was it Vesper and Sweeper? They'd have like lower defense, right? Or else I use the 100 ratio one.
You actually should. Wait, how many resources do you have? Can I level this? Or do you want to destroy it yourself?
I already have one with 3, so I feel like this is not gonna beat it. But if you want to,
here's a 5 roll.
You could send it. Oh,
it's a 5 roll, okay? It's still 5 rolls, just maybe not good ones.
Yep, you know.
My statement is gonna stay true. Actually, I mean,
that's how it is.
To be fair, for like Nekomata, that wouldn't be all too bad.
Yeah, you know, if Nekomata existed in this, you know, in this ZZZ account universe.
Yeah, that, I hope that you lose your 50-50. I pray for you, don't worry.
Whoa. Let's not get too outrageous.
You will enjoy the Nekomata whether you want or not. Just a matter of time.
I had a lot of curses of Nekomata on my Sisia pools, and I reverse curse technique them, and I turned them into a 50-50 win and early weapon. So, you know, all your curses, I'm turning them into blessings. Just then you know, opposite effect.
You know,
you might have to start sending some blessings my way.
I'm happy if that is the case. I wish your account all the best. Okay, so I have good news and bad news for you. Well, good news, your crit damage is good. Bad news, your attack and your crit rate are too low. So, the way of how YSG works, if you look at the damage numbers, right? This is her first ultimate, right? And you can see that all of that is pretty evenly distributed. So this part doesn't really matter too much. The part that actually matters is her ultimate as well as her, well, EX outro. Because the way of how the damage is split is gonna be, you can see there are like a lot of really small hits, right? 92k, 42k, 46k, whatever. And at the end, the last 2 hits are 190k and... can you see it here? Well, that's not really great to see, but it's like a 270k one. So, can you put the damage number? Yeah, but the cumulative is not gonna show the problem. That's the issue. The problem is that she has, on her ultimate, she has 5 small hits, 5 middle hits, 1 big hit, and 1 extra large hit. And the extra large hit does as much damage as all of these combined. If you miss your crit on this one, you might as well just restart your DA run. You're missing out like a million damage. So that is like the main problem why you really want to hit that 50%, because this one extra large hit does so much damage that if you miss that one, that's like the one last hit at the end of the ultimate, which is really gonna be
So you're saying I just need to build better?
It's really a question of like, what do you care about, right? Oh, crit damage. That one is 210, 3.4k. Yeah, this one is slightly better if you can use it, but it's fine. You know, you just get like the attack roll on top. You use the attack one, you just lose a little bit of crit rate, which is like the main problem, but it should be better if you know, depending on the buffs. But yeah, that looks fine. So, Sisya. Your Sisya is, what did you get? 50 plus 25 plus 18 is 43, 93 crit rate. That's okay. Otherwise, that doesn't look all too terrible. Pretty good, actually. You have more attacks here running attack 5, yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. Especially for, like, you know, how old she is. Okay, she just would run the exact same shit. Me BB,
Alice, yeah,
3-200. That's a really good
You
BB.
switch some of Miyavi's pieces, but it seems like her build is still fine.
3.3k attack, 1.4 crit damage. You could get more crit rate, I think, rather than crit damage. But given you run AM here, that's good.
Oh wait, actually she's on over pieces. Oh yeah, I forgot she uses hormone punk now. Yeah, she's fine then.
That is actually good. I think, funnily enough,
I told you my Miyavi build is juiced.
the only thing I would actually say, wait, what do you run here? You run attack. I probably would try to run ice damage here and attack here instead.
Ice and attack?
Yeah, attack, ice damage, AM is like the best layout you could do. Soldier 11. That's a really good Soldier 11. It's a great build. You have the crit rate, right? Funnily enough, what you could consider is spend more money, get Heartstring to W5 and run attack percent here rather than crit damage.
You got me on that? You got me on that?
So the thing is, you know, you get like your 48% here, right? So you are currently at like 200%, but your attack
and
in
then it's
itself.
also ping of the 7, so it's like 250.
Yeah. Like, if you could get more attack, that would be really good. The question is just, you have so many good stats, like, the only way you could improve it is this piece.
Yep.
It's really hard to improve this build. Arguably, you could consider getting a little bit less crit damage here for more attack.
In fact, that is the only woodpecker piece in this.
Oh. Fair enough. Well then. Just imagine how nice it would look if it would say exactly 3.0.
Yeah, exactly 3000. I would
Yeah.
bust. Oh my god.
That would be really nice. But yeah, no, it's a really good Soldier 11. You have maxed out everything. You know, you are the Soldier 11 main. Account grading.
I'd humbly say, you know, best account in the Discord.
Your resource
No, humble though,
management
humble
was great. Your disc rolls were honestly pretty good outside of Whitewater Ballad.
Yep.
That's like the only set where I think that your disc rolls were lacking. Your builds your builds depend on your skill levels, right? As well as what kind of discs you have. If you don't have good discs, it doesn't really affect this. I think it's an S-. Quick assist missing. And your skipped unit is an F-. You don't have Bernice.
Yeah, you just counted over.
Your overworld agent choice is also an S-. And your deadly assault scores. I mean, you have everything at M0. I think the main problem you have is that you have skipped... at least currently, right? That you have currently skipped
I don't have any of the idols.
Yeah, and like all of your deadly assault scores are just gonna depend on do you have them, yes or no? Because if yes, you can run like different somewhere else. You're doing well with your Soldier 11. You're doing well with your Banyo. Everything is at M0. Full M0 account. I would probably give you an A+. Yeah, I think you can improve. It's a good S- account. You have some really well-built units. You have some really well-built units. Great me BB. Great me BB. Great Soldier 11.